The most important part of sushi is the rice. So we're gonna start with the quality of rice. Bottom line, you're looking for short grain, white rice. This is just a little less starch than your regular like long grain rice, all right? So first step to making quality sushi rice is washing it. This is removing some of that starch. So we're just gonna fill it with some cold water. We're gonna do this process a few times. So we take the rice and you see immediately all that cloudy starch starting to come off of it. So we're gonna do this 7 to 8 times until that water is much less cloudy, all right? So next step in achieving amazing sushi, restaurant quality sushi rice is our seasoning for it. So very simple, just like most Japanese recipes. We start with 1 cup of unseasoned rice vinegar, a 1/3 cup of sugar, a good pinch of salt, a 1/2 tablespoon, and then some lemon. When I learned how to do this, it was always kombu, lemon, and then the balance of sweet and salt. But that's pretty much what you're looking for, is a good balance of the two. So you want it to kind of be that sweet, sour, and a little bit of salt. Good. Next step is seasoning the rice. So pretty much follow those directions on your rice cooker for that white rice. If you're doing it on a stove-top, go ahead and follow those directions. In order to get this rice out, we're gonna just kind of take our spoon, wipe it around, in goes the bowl. So for about this amount of rice, which is about 1.5 cups, we're gonna use about a 1/2 cup of vinegar. So we're gonna take our spoon, we're gonna kind of fan this vinegar over top. All that vinegar is dropping down. So it's seasoning all of that rice right away. But next step, we wanna flip this whole thing over. And we see now that vinegar is dropping down again. This is called dama. Big clumps of rice is called dama. We wanna break these up, but we don't wanna crush the rice grain. So we're gonna just kind of scrape, but not crush the grains of rice. And then you're just gonna kind of rotate it. And what you're doing is you see the sheen of that vinegar on the rice on the top, and then it's gonna be coming down to the bottom again. So you're just kind of folding it, and all the while just kind of breaking up those clumps that you see. And in order to keep this nice and room temperature, body temperature, we're gonna use our towel and just lay it over top of the rice. So next, we're gonna show you how to make kind of a upscale California roll. So next is the avocado, which really makes this a California roll. Avocados are grown in California, and a little backstory to the California roll, there was a shortage in tuna way back in the day. They used avocado as a tuna substitute because of its high fat content and texture. So it was kind of by accident that avocado ended up in sushi. So for our cucumber, we want to keep it a 5-finger length. So I'm going to just kind of measure using my hand like this. Cut, cut, and down the middle. And again, same size cuts as our avocado. All right. So that is done. And next, we're gonna toast some sesame seeds. Take some raw sesame seeds over medium-high heat, and really important to stay on top of this. These are easily burnt, and you don't want that. You see it just kind of starts to get a little golden brown. It's gonna carry over cooking, so we don't wanna get it to that full golden brown while it's in the pan, because it's gonna continue to toast as we take it out. That's about there. I'll just kind of put those in a little bowl. And again, I'm setting that to the side. It's all in the mise en place. So next for our king crab, we take our leg, we can break it off of this initial joint. All right, so you're gonna take this bottom segment and you're gonna take that ligament there and you're gonna break it on its side. So you're gonna wanna hold the meat in and then you're gonna pull the rest of the leg out. And what I'm gonna do there, what I'm gonna see are two feather bones come out just like that. We don't want that to end up in our sushi. All right, so we'll put that to the side. Again, crack, crack, out, just like that. Put that to the side. I'm gonna take kitchen shears and simply just cut down the crab on either side and making sure that these feather bones don't end up inside the crab because it's pretty much impossible to get out. All right, so I think we got a good amount of crab there. I think that's good. So an important step to actually keeping the rice from sticking to your hands is having a little bit of water. So I'm gonna grab a little water. And by wetting your hands, again, it will keep the rice from sticking to you. So you kind of give a little clap and it removes some of that excess water that's on your hands. And we grab our rice. So we're making kind of like a small baseball size. So we're gonna take our rice, we're gonna put it on the rough side of our seaweed. And the next step is kind of giving it a squeeze and pulling it to the side, all right? So then we're gonna kind of wipe the rice down, wiping it down, spreading that sushi rice around. Next, we're gonna put on our toasted sesame seeds, just like so. And then next, we're gonna wet our board down because we're gonna put rice side down. In order to put all of our ingredients in it, we gotta flip it over, all right? And now we build our roll. So remember, cucumber, avocado, crab, that is it. Super simple. Don't be greedy. Don't overstuff your roll. Again, kind of keeping our fingers, our hands moist so that rice doesn't stick to us. We're gonna take one side, we're gonna roll it over, making sure that it kind of is like an envelope. There's some seaweed still exposed so it can stick to that rice. Then we take our sushi mat. So then we're just gonna tighten it up. We're gonna kind of make that box shape that we see with sushi. Some people like to do like kind of a rounder one, but I kind of like the look of like the box, all right? And then we bring it to the side and we just pat that side in, making sure it's nice and tight. We don't want to squeeze too hard because then all of those ingredients kind of pop out the side. So next, we take our knife. I'm gonna wet the tip a little bit, knock down that water. It's gonna kind of coat the blade with that water and make for an easier incision into the sushi. So I wanna go right in half. And we wanna do this quick with 1 to 2 motions of the knife, all right? So we do that, and we can flip that side around. And then we're gonna make 3 to 4 cuts here. So 1, 2, 3. And now we have our California roll ready to plate up, just like so. All right, California roll done. When we come back, I'm gonna show you my absolute favorite, nigiri. All right, guys, welcome back. We're in the middle of our sushi night, and last but not least, my favorite is nigiri. It's my favorite style of sushi because it's so simple. You actually taste the fish, you taste the rice, and it's just beautiful. We're gonna start with slicing our salmon. Take the butt of your knife, you start with the butt, and you just make 1 slice. 1 nice fluid slice. We're gonna just kind of put these to the side and move on to our next fish. So tuna, everyone loves tuna. 2 slices. All right, and when you're choosing fish, bottom line, you wanna get fresh, good looking fish. So if you, whatever you find that is nice texture and sushi grade, go ask your local fish provider for sushi grade fish and what is the freshest. So today we're using kind of the standard salmon, tuna, and yellowtail. Last but not least, we have our ebi, our shrimp. All right, so next, again, we wet our hands, nice and wet. And when we grab our rice, we kind of look for like a large marble size. So we work it in our hands, just kind of forming that initial ball. So we have our rice there. We grab our fish, we hold it with our thumb and our index finger, and we're gonna place the rice right on top, all right? Making a small little indentation with our thumb, and we're gonna flip it over top. We're gonna rest it right down there on our finger, and we're gonna kind of shape the rice. We're then going to grasp the rice like so. We're making sure not to crush it. So that is it. So we're just gonna go through all of this. And what I like to do is pre-season with a little bit of wasabi, and I'll show you how we apply that to our sushi. And this is something that you could do with a bunch of your friends around the table. You get a big thing of rice, you got all of your fish prepped out, and you just kind of like chat. You have a fun time, you grab a Sapporo, it's kind of part of the whole experience. So next, if you want to kind of elevate your sushi platter, I'll show you a few kind of garnishes that'll kind of elevate this platter. So one being a lemon fan. So take half of your lemon and make some small incisions, but not cutting through all the way. And we're just gonna kind of fan that out. And that can rest back there. Cucumber here, I'm just gonna kind of use this as a prop. So I'm gonna make kind of bias cut there. These are kind of props to build height and use them as kind of the kickstand for our shiso leaf. So then we're gonna finish with some ginger. We can rest that on top of the shiso leaf. All right, there's our sushi night platter. How amazing is that? I need to get a piece of it. All right, get some of that soy sauce. Restaurant quality sushi at home. Look at the bang for your buck. You're gonna be eating well. Make this tonight.